Hello YouTubers, so this is going to be a little project update video. Well, little project for you guys, but big project for me. So, I have all of these speakers here, all of this, and this. Oh yeah, and don't forget all of this. So, the plan is, and I think I mentioned it in a video, but I've been shooting a lot of these videos behind the scene that they might not be in order by the time I upload them, but I bought another one of these wire rack shelves, and I'm going to make another display like I did with this shelf, except we're not going to have printers and stuff, but I am going to have a little space used for these amplifiers, and the rest of the tiers, the shelf tiers, I am going to try to fit as much of these as I can on them. All of this, and like I said, I like to finally put these up and have them all on the shelf. I have been kind of messy with configurations throughout the weeks. So, I have to have another amp installed, unfortunately, but I happen to have this guy lying around. It's one of these, what is that, Chris Ron? 200 watt little amplifier. This little guy puts out 200 watts, which is perfect because I'm gonna move just the horn zone in the main room over to this, because this amp does not put out a lot of bass, which is perfect for the horns. Regardless if I adjust this bass, if I adjust this, it will not go crazy on here. That guy I want bass, which I've changed some of the output configurations in the back of this amp, and wow, I got more bass out of this guy now. Way more bass, and it sounds like a home theater in here, except we don't have a subwoofer. It's all driven off of this, so. And with all of this going, it makes this place sound like a home theater, except I'm using just intercom speakers. Mostly intercom speakers. There's a few consumer grade speakers I'm using, but that bottom display there is something I've done in several months back, which I have not shown in the update. It's a kind of a spoiler. I gotta somehow fit these Atlas sound little, not little, they're quite big. I got 4 of these guys with all the hardware and everything. I gotta somehow fit this. It's a big project, so I'll update you guys as I go with this, little by little. Okay, YouTubers, so there's a little update. Got the dresser out, and I got all the amps and stuff disconnected and labeled wires, because as you can see, I know it's pretty bad with cables. There was more, but I took majority of it out. There's the TOA. There's all this mess here. There's the AA amplifiers. And all of these speakers here. Now I'm going to put on this shelf here. So yeah, I'll start assembling everything tier by tier and try to get all this cleaned up. Okay guys, so this is about a few hours later from the last clip. I got all the amps and stuff finally all wired back up together. So everything on this tier is pretty much wired up. I just have to, put a 70 volt line to these guys down here, and then I'm gonna do the next tier, which I'm gonna try to do ceiling speakers like these guys here. How I have it here, I'm gonna try to do it here. So yeah, that's the little progress I have going on here. Okay, YouTubers, so I'm making great progress here. All the speakers used to be all on the bed, and well, before they were on the floor here and here. This is pretty much all of them, excluding this Rowland here. But this, I still have to jam that in, and I'm thinking about jamming it to the side. I'm just going to have to take this shelf off and this shelf off on the top to adjust it one up so I can get this other one through. I decided to get a little clever and mount these BB2s up on that shelf. Decided to do that because it looks kind of cool like that. I like how those turned out. All this equipment's obviously working. I just haven't wired any of these up yet. Well, I already wired this whole little shelf up, but that's about it. Because I have to still kind of play with the configurations, but this is what I'm going with. And this will be all the speakers that you saw lying around earlier in the video. All contained on the shelf once and for all. Just like this. It's gonna sound amazing in here. So yeah, I'll update you guys when I'm pretty much done with this. Okay, YouTubers, so it's about a few days later from the last video clip that you saw. And this is finally complete, as you can see. It looks awesome, and it came out really nice. Managed to get all my andon lights on the top, and I got a little bit clever with the andon lights. I actually put it on this little project board, so that way these are properly fastened down and not in boxes and whatnot. Got my nice little display here. I had a few extra speakers I had lying around like this. I actually had these two for a while, which I never shown in the video. These are two Sega speakers. I had them put away. I had this as an extra speaker set. Well, I stole a back box from this to make this. But I decided to make a custom back box for this because, well, back boxes are expensive right now at the time of this video. So, trying to finally put every one of these into service so they're not floating around in the room. You got the bottom tier here. This second tier is the amplifiers and the equipment, and yes, this Bose is connected. This amplifier here feeds the horns, as I mentioned earlier in the video. So it feeds like the horn circuit. This feeds all the general speakers like this rack here, the dresser speakers, all the other stuff. The AA120 feeds pretty much a majority of these speakers on this shelf you see here, with an exception of a few like these two Bogan foreground speakers, these two back here, and these four Atlas speakers here you see. Now these Atlas speakers are 8 ohms, so I actually had to get a little clever and I put the transformers inside this tin, as you can see. And no, it'll be fine. In case you are wondering about transformers in a metal tin. So I did make sure that they would not get all messed up in there and whatnot, frayed wires. So I'm sure you're ready to hear what this sounds like. The bass is greatly improved on the system, and a lot of the bass comes from down here. So I'll play a song that has a little bit of bass in it. Everything's still controlled from here. you can hear. The bass is amazing, man. It's like basically a whole home theater system in this room. Except we're not using really a lot of fancy stuff here. We're just mostly using intercom speakers. Now, like I said earlier, or sometime in this video, these guys here are an exception. Even these two Sonys you see, these were given to me along with these. I'll get more in depth with these speakers in an actual update video, which I am planning on saving that towards December. I know I keep pushing back the intercom system update videos, but I thought I would show you guys this project process here, because this is kind of an update video in a way. So yeah. And I also, before I forget, I don't know if you guys like the way I mounted these two BB2 speakers. I thought it'd be cool to, you know, strap it to the little support here like it would be like at a Walmart store. I like the way how that turned out, and they just fit in there perfect, and they will not go anywhere. They are tight in there. It's not even screwed down. These are just friction fitted in place, so it's like it was meant to be. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video here, and hopefully it'll satisfy some of you that keep asking me when's the next update video. This sort of counts as an update.